Texas Pacific Land, TPL. A lot of you want to know about this one. I've been saying it's the greatest stock in the world, and what's going down? It's going down again, but I'm keeping the studio green because we're breaking all-time highs again, and I'm still extremely bullish on this stock, even if it's down. But I can explain why it's down. It's very obvious why it's down. Am I concerned? Not in the slightest. And Big Ed today, one of my mates, who bought Amazon at the beginning and bought lots and lots of it. So I'm surrounded by Texans and rich Texans, millionaires and one billionaire who are buying this stock up. So why is it going down? What's going on? Some of you bought at the top. Is it a concern? Should you be worried? Absolutely not. Let me explain why it's going down, and maybe it'll calm your nerves just a little bit. First of all, tap the like button if you approve this message and consider subscribing. And the reason why I ask is not for me. Not for me at all. It's been a while, but we're going to do it. As you know, I was recently attacked by a dog, but don't worry about that. I'm in good spirits. The little fellas are here. So tap the like button if you like the little fellas. There you go. We've not had the little fellas on the show for a while, so we thought we'd just bring them up. It's very important because, let's be honest, if you tap the like button, you make money. It works every time, right? Texas Pacific Land. What's going on? Why is the stocks... look, they're down there, look, creeping in my extra screen. Look, they're there, look. Get out of it. You were on the telly for 5 minutes. Get out of it. Come on, back to the stocks, back in your box, back in your box. There we go, back to Texas Pacific Land. All right, there's several reasons why this has gone down, and I'm going to share them all with you now. First of all, let's remind ourselves of what we own. That's what we own, up 19,879% profit. And if you remember, I told you about 6 months ago why you should buy this, when you should buy this, and by now you'll be up 300%. Many of you waited until now, and hello, we got a message.
Butch Kravitz donated $1.99 through a super chat. Martyn, what do you charge for a one-on-one session?
Okay, I will explain that in a moment. Thank you, Butch. I'm just making a video now, so I'm just going to finish this, and I'll come back to you in a second. So let me explain, making videos and lovely comments coming in. Texas Pacific Land. Well, the people I'm talking to are even more bullish and buying more today. Are they concerned? They're not, because they're real investors. This is not down at all. It's a ripple on the pond. It's an opportunity to buy a consolidation period. What do I mean by that? All right. Well, let me show you first of all over here on the ratings. Still, it's a buy rating. It's not covered at the moment from Wall Street and Quant, but Seeking Analysts are saying it's a buy. That doesn't concern me. I'm not bothered about that, what they say about it anyway. So I don't know why I'm even showing you. In fact, scrub that. I don't know why I showed you that. That's rubbish. Don't care about that. What I do care about is this. A few days ago, the Texas Pacific Land entered the S&P 500. Now, if you follow the show, you would have known beforehand, and you'd have bought beforehand, and you'd have made lots of money beforehand. I actually announced it the day before they were going on the S&P, before it was publicly available. How did I know that? Well, because there's people all around me who are buying it, who happen to work there, who know it, and I just told. So there you go. Texas Pacific Land entered the S&P. So it rallied and boosted on that news. Very much buy the rumor, sell the news, yada, yada, yada. We all know that. And then it trims off. That's not because it's bad. That's just people taking profit. That's what they do. It's the right thing to do. If you want to take some money and buy it back down again, nothing wrong with that. People do it all the time. I don't. I just own my stocks and never sell them, but people do. But we also need to talk about this. Donald Trump today is rocking and rolling all over the place, saying all kinds of stuff, and it's causing a little bit of ructions. Let me explain what I mean. By the way, TS, super stickers don't show on the screen. Only super chats show on the screen. I can see it in the chat. It just doesn't come on the screen, TS. But thank you very much for your super sticker. I love the super stickers. I just can't share them on the screen. That's what a super sticker is. It's a little dancing man like that, little dancing cat. Anyway, we love that. Just can't share it on the screen. So let me tell you about this story here. Donald Trump Done a few things already that's upset a few people. We all know about the tariffs on day one. That's going to put inflation up, but there you go. But he's also, his new best mate, Elon Musk, he kind of dumped on him a little bit as well. We know about the tariff, the incentives to buy EVs. That's been taken away. So all sorts of issues there. But also, this is affecting the stock and of Texas Pacific Land, because Texas Pacific Land, one of its tenants will be oil refineries, people that work on the land and refine oil. But oil is going to go down in price because drill, baby, drill. There's going to be more of it. And of course, that means the price of oil goes down, so the amount of money people pay to their tenants is worrying people because they're going to make less money. Doesn't bother me though, because Texas Pacific Land, remember, is the landowner of all these commodities. You've still got to pay your rent. You've still got to pay your lease. They don't lose money. That's why it's the perfect business. But obviously, when you hear of industries that are going to go down in price, working on the land, the stock related to it is going to go down. Is that bad? No, it's bloody brilliant, because it's still going to make money. Ain't going to bother them at all, but it allows you to buy it back cheaper. So the way I see this is it's a good thing for TPL. Let me just read the oil news for you, and you can decide whether you agree or not. Crude oil futures ended a week of strong gains sparked by rising geopolitical risk as the Russia-Ukraine war intensified, with Ukraine using Western-supplied long-range missiles for the first time, and Russia responding with new intermediate-range ballistic missile. Macro conditions, love macro conditions. That's how I've beaten the market this year, by buying the dips. Every time everyone says World War III is going to break out, I love it, because it's not going to affect what goes on land, on the land of America. Doesn't bother me. And if World War III does break out, which it won't, as I've explained before, who the hell cares what's in your portfolio anyway? You use this as an opportunity. So things like Texas Pacific Land and all these things get affected by all this macro for a while anyway. What the market fears is accidental destruction of any part of oil, gas and refining that not only causes long-term damage but accelerates a war spiral, PVM analyst John Evans said. The market is also looking for next month's OPEC meeting for a decision on whether to extend production cuts into next year. Analysts believe the group probably will, since it would be risky to raise output because of weak demand and difficult to deepen supply cuts because some members want to pump more. This week, US inventory data, meanwhile, was slightly bearish, with the EIA reporting a 545,000 barrel build in crude stocks compared to expectations of an 800,000 barrel draw. Front month NYMEX crude for January delivery finished the week up 6.4%, and front month January Brent closed the week up 5.8%. The best settlement for both benchmarks since November the 7th. All right. I don't want to go on and on and on and on and on, but I'm going to come down to this paragraph here. JP Morgan predicts a decline in oil prices. Okay. That's going to affect the industries that are related. Texas Pacific Land right now taking profits after the S&P sell-off. It's a consolidated period for the next rally. Remember, land doesn't go down. Ultimately, land always goes up. Remember, I always talk about McDonald's in the same way. It's a land play, not a burger play. All right. JP Morgan predicts a decline in oil prices during President-elect Trump's upcoming term, anticipating a large surplus of 1.3 barrels per day and an average Brent price of $73 a barrel in 25, falling to below 60 by 2026. I wouldn't want to be Stephen Lewandowski buying oil right now. At least if I'm up, I'd be selling it, put it that way. Trump's energy agenda presents downside risk to oil prices from deregulation and increased US production, while also posing upside risks for exerting pressure on Iran, Venezuela, and possibly Russia to limit their oil export and revenues, JPM wrote. Goldman Sachs, in its latest forecast, estimated Brent at $76 a barrel on average next year, potentially rising to the mid-80s if supply from Iran drops by by 1 million barrels a day due to stricter sanctions enforcement. In the medium term, Goldman Sachs sees prices risk skewed to the downside due to the high spare capacity and potentially higher US tariffs hurting demand. So there is no other news around TPL. There's nothing bad about TPL because there isn't ever really any news with TPL. If you bought the stock and done your research, you would know what this stock is. What this stock is the land of all the businesses that perform and work on top of it. It doesn't matter. There's no expenses here. You own the land. People that lease from you, rent from you, pay you money. If they don't, you evict them and get somebody who does. It's a no-brainer. It's the best stock you could own because the way it functions. That's why I like it. So right now, this is an opportunity to buy more. No more, no less, nothing going on. S&P news out now, no big deal. And oil prices going down potentially. That's why this stock has dropped a little bit. Am I concerned? Nope, not at all. And as I say, it's also part of the S&P, so I own it through the S&P, and the S&P is doing very well. Thank you very much. So we're all good. Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. We are now running 12 hours a day on this channel and 24 hours a day on our radio show, the Extra Channel, with live analysis 24 hours a day. You can listen in and comment. There you go. Mullen. It's in company with the biggest scam stock on the stock market. Talking about Mullen right there. Go and check that out. Live analysis, Bitcoin. We're talking about Bitcoin dropping. I warned everybody. I told everybody to get out at 100,000. Some people listened. That's why it's going down. I said when it got near 100,000, people would take profits. No, they won't. It'll go on forever. Well, you're down 10% now. I don't think that's very good. Imagine if the S&P was down 10%. Imagine if the S&P was down 10%. Not good. Instead, take your profit and buy it back if you want at 90, but you shouldn't be in it now. You should have sold it. Many people did. That's why it's going down. Anyway, there's the Extra Channel, our radio show, live 24 hours a day. Go and check that out. Click above my head, down below in the description. Over here, I shall put the Texas Pacific Land playlist. And down here, I shall put the Extra Channel. Go and check that out. It's live 24 hours a day. Alrighty, there we go. Until next time, as always, I forgot what I was going to do then. I forgot I was recording a video. Take care of yourselves and each other.